to do these slideshows, and unfortunately on this social media, I cannot show my face. I had that on the other one. I can't specify what. Okay, so what do you do if your partner will not change? Are your expectations reasonable? Sometimes you go into a relationship expecting them to change so many things about themselves, and you only can do that within reason. If you expect someone to change a core piece of themselves, then you got to consider, would you be okay if you were in that situation? And even then, you still have to consider each individual person's own personal limitations because we all have them. And if you guys have been watching my content for a while, you know I'm not a big fan of forcing your partner to change, but in some cases it can be reasonable in small amounts, especially if you're looking out for their well-being. But there are, of course, some things about that. Most people don't change quickly or easily, so eventually you'll leave most of them behind. I can't remember where I saw this quote, but it's important to realize that people change because they want to, not because you're forcing them into it, and you shouldn't force them into it. So that's something you need to consider. Is that what they want? You can't expect someone to be something that they're not. So you have to make sure that it's something they actually want to do, and it's not just all on you that you're forcing it. Is it a deal breaker? If they don't change in the relationship, is this going to be a deal breaker for you? If it is, then sometimes you have to leave the relationship, and that's that. But there's other options you can if it is a deal breaker, which is first, communicate respectfully. They say you attract, bees with honey and not vinegar. That quote, it's important to communicate that respectfully and try to not criticize them or tear them apart in any way. Set boundaries. This is what you can do if you can't get the change that you want, is you can set reasonable boundaries to kind of help you keep your sanity. Like if you're not getting certain needs met, you can set boundaries. Or, it's about compromising and making adjustments to a certain degree. And of course, boundaries need to be firm and fair. Acceptance. You can accept the person how they are, and I think this is the best option most of the time. If someone's not right for you, they're not right for you. But try to accept them so you can move forward in the relationship. And then focus on yourself. Sometimes we have things that we want out of the relationship, or we want someone to change, but the reality is we need to spend more time addressing our own needs or doing stuff for ourselves. And sometimes you can get your needs met outside of the relationship. I'm not talking about cheating or anything here, but if you need certain things like more social activity or something, maybe you could go out with friends a little bit more often, and that will help. Okay, next, forcing someone to change can lead to resentment and disappointment. So this is something to keep in mind, and both of these things can destroy a relationship over time. So you got to try to keep these within reason. And that's it for this one. I'm going to do another one. Okay, so dating profile picture knows. I've received some comments from some guys asking to help with their profiles on dating apps. Here's some tips for your dating pictures. Okay, so no. Why is that? There's two women in this photo. So I've seen a lot of guys when I was single post pictures with their sisters or their cousins or a family member or just a friend. But a woman who's scrolling on a dating app, she's not going to sit there and consider that. She'll just scroll on by, and you might lose out on a great woman because of it. Your main photo should just be a picture of you and no other women in it. Also, some women might assume if there's more than one person in the photo, then maybe you're looking to add to your relationship, like have a larger kind of dynamic, if you know what I mean. So if you're looking for something serious and long-term, don't avoid this. Again, with multiple people in the photos. Even if you have a photo with a bunch of guy friends, if she doesn't know who you are right off the bat, she'll probably scroll on by and you won't even have a chance. We want to know who you are in the photo immediately. Again, your first photo, your main photo, should always just be you. No? Why not? Okay, so this man is laying in his bed. Oh yeah, and I generated these photos with AI because I didn't want to shame any of the men out there by, stealing their photos and posting them. So keep that in mind. So he's sleeping in his bed. That's very intimate when you think about it. And if you're looking for a long-term relationship, showing her your bedroom before you know her, it's too much too soon, especially in the bed. And he has his eyes closed. Don't have your eyes closed, but there's a lot of men who will like take a picture of themselves with their eyes open, laying in bed for their main like picture for their dating profile. That doesn't look good. Don't do that. Yes. Okay, why is this yes? Okay, the clutter in the background, that could be less and it would probably be better. But there's some good lighting in the photo. You get a really good sense of what this man looks like. And he's got his cute little doggy. So if you're a man that has a pet and you want a woman that likes those types of pets, like having your pet in the photo is probably a good idea too, to let her know that that's an important part of your life and that's what you would be bringing into the relationship. Now, if you don't have pets, that's totally fine, but it's kind of about showing yourself in a good, positive light. Next, what's wrong with this one? Okay, obviously it's all cartoony, but he's got a huge smile on his face that almost doesn't look authentic. In your photos, you want to look as real as possible. You want to be genuine. So you obviously don't want the other extreme either, which is looking angry. And I know this sounds very like basic, but sometimes when we're putting stuff together, we aren't aware of these little things, we forget. So this is something to keep in mind, a smile that's authentic. Yes. Okay, why is this? So clean background. He's got, it's Logan. Who's that? But yeah, there's good lighting on his face. You can get a really good sense of what he looks like. The background's clean. He's not in his bedroom. And you can take selfies, but if you could get like a friend to take a good picture of you, that's even better. I don't know why, but there's some women out there who have made comments about getting the ick from selfies, so avoid that if possible. Mad guy, oh, the Wolverine, okay. Yeah, I see it now. For a second, I'm like, who is that? This one is a definite yes. This is a great photo. So not only is this man in a place that he enjoys being, and of course it's AI, so you might not be able to get a photo quite this like good quality, but he's got a genuine, happy smile on his face. Yes, I'm here. But he's genuine and he's got his muscle is showing. So obviously this guy likes to work out at the gym and he's got his coffee. See how it tells a lot about who he is as a person? You're getting a lot of information just from this one photo. If you could get a photo like this for your dating profile that's real, don't edit it a bunch, don't use a lot of filters. It's just like how men don't want, a fake picture of a woman. You want to get a natural sense of what she looks like naturally. Women want the same thing. They want to see what you genuinely look like. So a photo like this would be perfect. Okay, so no. Why is this a no? So see the woman in this side? I've actually seen photos like this before where the woman is cropped out and you could tell it's either like an ex-girlfriend or an ex-wife or something. Or sometimes he'll edit the photo and scribble her face out. And I know it kind of sucks. Sometimes you take pictures with like an ex that look really nice and you want to use them for your dating profile, but you're better off just having another picture taken because it just looks really bad when, that's there. It almost makes you look like you're not single. And a lot of people on dating apps are actually in relationships. So someone who wants a long-term serious relationship is going to be very skeptical if they see something like this. So they want to be careful. What are we talking about? We're talking about dating app photos, like the best types of photos to use and what not to use. So here's an example of a no. And that is it. I know it was short, but I'm going to probably do more of these where I do kind of slideshow type of lives so I can kind of go over things. Sometimes when I do lives, I have to either look down at my notes occasionally or like think of what I'm going to say, just kind of like how I am right now, and I can't get straight to the point. And I don't like that in my videos personally, like when I watch other people's videos. So this is how I would rather do the lives, so I'm definitely doing more. His girlfriend would have cussed him out. Yeah, right? But yeah, thank you guys for watching.